And a very pleasant Sunday evening, everybody. Chief Meteorologist Mark Henderson here from the Weather Hub. What a weekend it's been. It was a hot and steamy one on Saturday. Of course, we were waiting and waiting and waiting on the storms last night. It took a little bit longer for them to get here than originally anticipated. It didn't arrive here until well after midnight. But once the storms arrived, boy, did they make their presence felt. Officially, an inch and a half of rain in the bucket at the Chicago Rockford International Airport. Higher amounts the farther north you headed, and a little bit less as you went further to the south. We were able to clear the showers and thunderstorms by the time we reached around the midday hour, and we're able to enjoy a pretty decent end to the weekend. Even though it was a little bit on the warm and humid side, it was at least dry to conclude the weekend. Now we are watching a few more showers and thunderstorms here. This is the latest radar picture right now. Things rather scattered or isolated in nature at this particular point in time, with some showers and thunderstorms basically straddling the Illinois Wisconsin state line. Some more organized activity showing up north of the Wisconsin border on into southwestern Wisconsin, just to the west of Madison. Additional storms between Cedar Rapids and the Quad Cities. We'll watch out for those here as well. Overall, though, I think that the shower and thunderstorm threat here should wrap up sometime around or very shortly after the midnight hour. So, big question is, what's ahead of us here? Well, let's take a look at our hour by hour precision cast model. We'll start things off here. Why don't we start it off here tomorrow morning here? Or let's start things off at around the midnight hour here, which should show most, if not all, of the activity here gone by the time we reach close to the midnight hour here tonight, or at least very early tomorrow morning. Where are we here? There we are. This is the midnight picture showing most of the thunderstorm activity pivoting off toward the Chicago metro area. Here we are then about 3 o'clock in the morning. We'll take this at 3 hour increments, and by then, basically, we are rain free across all of northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin. Then, as we go into 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, no problems whatsoever. We expect that things should be, for the most part, dry for the vast majority of our Monday. By the time we get closer into the afternoon and more so the evening, as things start to turn a little warmer and a bit more unstable, we are going to expect at least a chance for a few of those isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. But as you can see, the vast majority of the day will be dry. Quite a bit of cloud cover around here, occasional sunshine, still going to be warm, still going to be humid. This is the picture at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. But much better chances for showers and thunderstorms will arrive here once we get to the evening, but more so the overnight hours tomorrow night. Here's where we stand here around the midnight hour. Nice little complex of showers and thunderstorms will be showing up in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Just some isolated coverage storms elsewhere across the state line. But as we go to the overnight hours, a much more well organized cluster of showers and storms, or a complex of showers and storms, will start to encroach upon our airspace here from the south and west. Not really too concerned about a severe weather threat with these, although some heavy rainfall will again be a possibility. Here we are, 6 o'clock on Tuesday morning, with those showers and storms sticking around. And come mid morning Tuesday, we should walk these out fairly quickly, although one last push of shower and thunderstorm activity is likely to move through. By the time we get to around midday on Tuesday, we should be able to shut off the shower and thunderstorm activity. A little cold front moves through, should drop the humidity, and we should get rid of the heat, at least partially so, as we get into the middle stages of the week. As for rainfall amounts here, we aren't talking about major rainfall amounts unless you go farther to the south, over toward the Quad Cities, where our precision cast model is suggesting that a few spots may pick up close to 2.5 inches of rain. Here in the Rockford Metro over the next 48 hours, we're looking at generally a third to a half an inch. Could be some slightly higher totals wherever the heaviest thunderstorms set up. Kind of impossible to, you don't want to look at this map and say, oh, we're going to get, this 2.8 inches over toward Mount Carroll. Where that bullseye sets up could be anywhere across northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin. What we need to pay attention to is the fact that there's at least the potential, given all the moisture that's present in the atmosphere, there is the potential of seeing some heavier rainfall on the order of 2 to 3 inches somewhere here throughout northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin. Where that ends up setting up shop, that may remain to be seen, but the potential for heavy rain is still very much there. So let's talk about the heavy rainfall potential here. From our friends at the Weather Prediction Center, the excessive heavy rain risk still remains across most of northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin over the course of the next 48 hours or thereabouts. We're all in that level 2 out of 4. That's a slight risk for excessively heavy rainfall, with really tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, in addition to these next few hours being the primary uh, target points for some of those stronger thunderstorms, those downpour generating thunderstorms. The severe weather risk here for tonight, any of those storms that we see, especially to our north across southern portions of Wisconsin, there's a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk for some gusty winds, maybe a little bit of hail. Not at all concerned about a severe weather threat. Really much more concerned about the flash flooding risk over there. Obviously, they got a ton of rainfall in excess of a foot in some parts of the Milwaukee metro. So we certainly don't want a repeat performance of that. Tomorrow's severe weather risk is essentially nada. There could be some general thunderstorms. That'll be about it. And the same will hold true for Tuesday as well. So not too concerned about a severe weather risk. Let's just quickly talk about temperatures here. Not necessarily so much here this week. I can tell you that over the course of the next 7 days, our temperatures are going to hold slightly above normal here. But here's the picture here that will pick up next weekend and take us through the middle portions of the following week. So we're talking about August 17th until about the 21st, 22nd of the month. The longer range outlook favors above normal conditions here over the vast majority of the United States. But you'll notice that the most bold red sitting right overhead, basically across the interior portions of the country. So we have a high degree of certainty that we are going to stay warmer than normal here for the next week, week and a half. Could be a slightly more active pattern, slightly above normal precipitation is favored. Then here's the longer picture that will take us from the end of next weekend or the beginning of next week. So let's say August the 18th all the way out to the 25th. Above normal temperatures here. So if you are a fan of summer, you're going to be encouraged by the fact that there is really no cooling taking place, at least of any sort of importance over the course of the next really week and a half to 2 weeks, or maybe even a little bit longer than that. So how about the 7-day forecast here? Let's put some numbers to this. We're looking at a high of 86 degrees tomorrow. We got a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms, but this is not going to be something that lasts all day. There will be plenty of rain-free hours, maybe some storms early, and then the better chances here arriving tomorrow night or early Tuesday morning. Should clear those out here by fairly early Tuesday afternoon, certainly by Tuesday evening. Then turning much less humid. Should be a gorgeous night for the Rockton River Market on Wednesday. Haven't had too many of those so far here this summer. The luck has not been on their side, but it will be this go around. 83 on Thursday, and then we're back to the heat here on Friday. Back to the 90s on Saturday. We could be right around 90 once again on Sunday. Of course, Boone County Fair just wrapped up here today. It's the Winnebago County Fair here this go around. And so, by most accounts, it should be a pretty pleasant week, with the exception of those storm chances on Tuesday. The rest of the week and on into the weekend, looking for the most part to be dry. So that's a look at your forecast here as we get you ready for a brand new week. Always appreciate you spending some time with us here on this Sunday evening get together. We'll do this every Sunday night. Try to do it a little bit earlier than the 10 o'clock hour or so. If you need to get to bed a little bit early, don't want to stay up to watch the old TV, that's what we're here for, to get you set in advance of the upcoming week. Thanks so much for being with us. It's always a pleasure to be with you. And we look forward to talking with you again as we go into the next week. Have a great night, everyone. Take care.